Hey, hola, 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 hola. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a spiritual remedy, conversation, and meditation. My name is Sunshine Day, and I am your spiritual living coach. What a glorious day, and what an amazing time to begin a new topic. Here we are, the beginning of April. Spring is here, and I see a world where clean and sober people are living their best life and loving it. And what I have the grand opportunity and privilege to do is to provide you with the spiritual tools and the loving support for your personal transformation. This is already turning out to be an incredible month. And our topic and our theme for the month is connectedness. Connectedness. I can't help but think of our connectedness as I'm looking around and seeing all of the flowers blooming, as I am experiencing, life springing forth, and recognizing that when I exhale, my exhale is taken in by the plants and the flowers and the trees, and they use my exhale and they transform that exhale. And what they exhale is oxygen. And I inhale that oxygen. Isn't that amazing how connected to life we really are? That we are really connected to one another. And even though my show is geared towards people who are recovering from drugs, alcohol, or any type of addiction, the spiritual tools that we'll talk about during the show will actually be beneficial for as many people as possible. You can use these spiritual tools for your personal transformation, whether you are in recovery or not. But my heart indeed reaches out to you if you are someone who's already experienced some length of sobriety, some length of clean time, some length of abstinence. Because what I notice is that what happens is we get far away from that quote unquote weapon of mass distraction, that thing that used to have us bound. And yet, what happens for many folks is that they're still experiencing pain, despair, anxiety, stress, doubt, fear, depression even. And that is because once we stop associating our life with that drug or pill or fix or food, there's still work that gets to happen. And that's why I actually call it a playbook. And I'm talking about my book, Begin Within. It's a playbook for living your genuine life. And it's available on Amazon.com. And this is where the theme connectedness comes from. What happens for many people is that once they stop using, once they stop drinking, at least I know this is the truth for me, that it wasn't until I really began looking at my spiritual life and spiritual growth that I began actually enjoying my life. For a little bit, it was a little bit touch and go, some misery, some doubt, fear, anxiety, depression, despair, even at times. And that's because I wasn't feeling the connectedness with my source. Feeling connection with my source. And what do I mean by source? Some people call it source. Some people call it higher power. Some people call it God. Some people call it prana, that breath of life itself. I was feeling disconnected with that energetic, that life, that power, that presence that is everywhere, all knowing, all powerful, and indwelling. You see, I still was believing that this power that is quote unquote greater than I was outside of me. And I had no clue, even though I had an inkling, it still wasn't even a clue that this power and presence was actually where I am. It is right where I am, and that I don't have to go seeking for it in a mountaintop, in an ashram, in a temple. I mean, clearly, these places are places where I might remember my connection with this power and presence, but it is not where I go to find it. Where I go to find it is actually even a shorter journey than getting in my car, getting on the bus, or walking to a place. It is right where I am. And sometimes, as it has been written before, sometimes the longest journey is from the head to the heart, really that journey within. And those are the types of spiritual tools that I love sharing about. I love sharing about those life-affirming tools that actually help us as people in recovery, help us to tap into that still small voice and feel the connectedness with all of life. And so let's take a look at what the word connection or connectedness or connect means. They're all in that same family. And to be connected, or that word connectedness, is a state of being joined or linked. You know, I love it when I'm talking to some of my friends and they be like, yo, let's link up later on. And it's not necessarily a word that I used growing up, but it's definitely a term that is being used lots now. Let's link up. Let's link up. It is really like, let's connect. Let us join. I think about a chain link fence, you know, and the links that are part of the deal. Let us link up. Let us experience our connectedness. And I want to take a moment to read out of Begin Within, out of the book, especially on connectedness. And what I write here is, it says, feeling disconnected is not pleasant. I don't know about you, but I don't like feeling disconnected with many things. I like feeling my oneness. I like feeling connected to life in some form or fashion. It says, deepen your awareness that we are all connected and experience the sense of community, friendship, love, and connection. We are all connected, even when in the natural physical realm, it may not seem so. When you use connectedness as your source of focus this month, there is no limit to your joy. And it's interesting because as we're slowly coming out of our shelter in place, out of our stay-at-home orders in many states and in many countries, and folks are beginning to get back into living outdoors and going out, unlike what we've been doing for several months, heretofore. There's been this sense of disconnection, the sense that because we're not together, that we're actually disconnected. And I heard many people talking about it, especially those who, were used to meeting up with friends and going for coffee or going to meetings or doing, whatever it is that people do when they get together. They said, that they felt a loss of connection. And even though we've had Zoom and we've had Facebook Live and YouTube and things of that nature to connect us, video chats and things of that nature, telephone, more and more people were feeling disconnected and were not feeling that sense of connectedness. I want to read a quote from Ellen DeGeneres. She says, I work really hard at trying to see the big picture, and not getting stuck in ego. I believe we are all put on this planet for a purpose, and we all have a different purpose. When you connect with that love and that compassion, that's when everything unfolds. So it's very interesting that here in this quote, what I am receiving from this quote is that Ellen is talking about being connected with love and being connected with compassion, which is a type of love as well. That when we connect with that is when everything unfolds. I know I use that a lot during our stay at home orders, during our shelter in place. I know that for a while, in order for me to feel connected to those whom I love, I would connect with the love, and I would connect with the joy, and I would connect with those types of qualities within me in order to then also feel that sense of connectedness. Now, what I want to hear from you is what you used and what you felt connected to during your safer at home and your stay at home orders. Was there a quality or a sense that you connected to, that you were consciously joining up with and linking up with? Go ahead and put that down in the chat. And as we begin to really unfold this idea of connectedness this month, I really encourage each and every one of us to do the 3 S's. I know I talked about the 3 S's a couple of months ago, but it's that slow down. It's that stillness and the silence, and to actually connect with that indwelling love, that indwelling peace, that indwelling power that actually helps me to feel connected with all of life. Now, this month, we're going to have an opportunity to feel connectedness because, as I've shared with you before, there are some spaces becoming available for some of my small groups. I'll tell you a little bit about that right now. My small groups are an opportunity for a handful of people to come together. We're going to do it 4 times between April and June. You'll be able to go to my website, aspiritualremedy.com, to get all the information. But it'll give you an opportunity to actually connect with other people just like you, and some people who are not like you. But it will give us an opportunity to practice some spiritual tools and to also receive the loving support that is necessary for your personal transformation. I mean, when we're feeling despair, when we're feeling doubt and depression, when we're in fear, when anxiety is up for us, what is required is for us to feel the connectedness that I'm talking about. And this is the opportunity that is opening up for us to really be together in spiritual practice, learning some new spiritual tools, having an opportunity to talk about what we're thinking and feeling, and getting the support necessary. So take a look right now on your screen and maybe take a snapshot of the course that's coming up. Perfect. So, are you willing to grow along spiritual lines? Are you now ready to release the fear, the anxiety, the depression, the anger, the doubt, the stress? You well deserve it. And being connected, especially in small group circles like this one, it's going to be amazing. In the meantime, what I want to do now is actually just lead us in a meditation around our feeling and our sense of connectedness. So I want to invite you right now, wherever it is that you are, unless you're driving a motor vehicle, and if you are, please be careful and do not try this while you are driving. But for those who are not, I just want to invite you to clear your laps and to just sit in a receptive state. I'm going to adjust myself as well. Take a nice deep breath. You might even let it out with a sound. And then gently close your eyes. I'm going to close my eyes. And allow yourself to just breathe normally and naturally. And the connection that I want us to really feel today is really and simply the connection to your breath. And we're just going to hang out with the breath. So bring your awareness to your natural state of breathing. You might even follow your breath. And by that I mean, when you're inhaling, if you could actually just picture your breath coming in through your nostrils, coming to the back of your head, coming down into the lungs and filling the lungs, filling the diaphragm. And then follow the out breath. Follow the exhale as that breath naturally gets expelled from your lungs. It gets pushed with your diaphragm. And it comes out your nose or your mouth. Just make that simple connection that your life is breath. And that oxygen is connecting you with all things. That inhale that you're breathing in, that's coming into your lungs, that's fortifying your capillaries, all the blood cells that actually are taking that oxygen and bringing it and rushing it to the brain, rushing it to the heart, rushing it through every organ and every function. And that breath that you're breathing is connecting you with all life. That breath is connecting you with life itself. And see if you could actually feel the connectedness even with the exhale. I know sometimes it's easy to feel connected with inhale because you're bringing the outer to the in. But even with the exhale, that what is in you is now being expelled. And that ebb and that flow is the connectedness of all life. And now I want to speak a word of blessing while you're here. I want to speak a word of blessing onto your life. How grateful I am in this moment for you. And even though I'm saying you, I am really saying me, for I am you and you are me and we are one. We are connected. So how grateful I am for life itself. Grateful for the connection of hearts and minds. Grateful for the connection through the breath. Grateful for the connection. What I know is that though we walk around in different bodies, that we are indeed truly one, that we are all connected. Continuing to speak this word of blessing onto your life, I know that science even affirms and confirms that we're made of the same stuff that the stars are made out of. We are one with all life. And so we accept this. We accept that we're part of the universal mind. We accept that we're part of universal source, and that which is true of life is true about you. It's true about me. We begin to feel our connection. We begin to feel the connectedness with all things. And so to the degree in which you accept your connection and your connectedness, it is to that degree in which you experience it. That even though I am here in this physical place and you are there in that physical place, we are now connected even through the internet, through technology, that it is making it possible for us to connect one with the other. And I rejoice in that connection. I rejoice in that. For I know that when there is a bad connection, hello, I can't hear you. Oh, can you speak up? I can't hear you. The connection is bad, that we hang up and we try again and we get connected to one another. And so no matter who we are or where we are on our life's journey, today, accept our connectedness. Whether it is that we belong to a specific group because we're in recovery, or we belong to a certain socioeconomic class or certain gender or race or non-gender or non-binary, or we belong to a certain group based on our neighborhood. It doesn't matter. What matters is that we feel connected to all of life. And so, beloved, right now, the word of blessing is that you are a part of the divine plan, that you are an on purpose. And so today we just agree to be connected, to deepen our connection. And I leave us with these affirmations. I am one with every life, and all life is one with me. God is living as me now. I am connected with everyone. I am connected with nature. And then my favorite, my life thrives as I know my connectedness. My life thrives as I know my connectedness. Gently open your eyes and see if you can carry this feeling of connectedness everywhere you go today. See if you can actually realize that when it happens for one, it happens for all. That when it happens for you, it's happening for me. Because there is no individual goodness. That's why when we watch a game show and somebody wins, we're excited, we're happy for them. Because when it happens for them, what I know is that because of our connectedness, that it's happening for me, and the possibilities are endless. So, beloveds, thank you so much for tuning in today. Know that you are the best part of today, and that because you're the best part of today, that your connection with all of life makes it the best part of today. Know that you are loved and that you are honored. And remember that the spiritual growth circles begin in just a couple of weeks. And I invite you to be there. I invite you to feel the power of connectedness and the power of spiritual growth. So until next week, know that you are loved and cherished and valued. I love our connection. Bye for now.
Celebrate life. You celebrate your life. Celebrate the memories, the birds and the trees, the hugs and the kisses, the hits and the misses.
Don't wait till it's too late.
Don't wait till it's too late.
Love and appreciate.
Love and appreciate.
Show them that you care.
Show them that you care, and you'll always be there. Celebrate life, rejoice, rejoice, celebrate life, rejoice, rejoice.